All right, you guys, let's talk about this ClickUp template that I created for you. So big shout out to Casey Ackerman and her ClickUp savviness, because she is the reason that this exists. She helped me with the automations. So the rest of it was what I use for content review for social media management clients, as well as one-to-one clients. There's just one additional column that's missing if it were for one-to-one clients. But anyways, it doesn't change the view of your board. So you will use the link to download your template. And once you download your template, you will need to go into the board. You should be able to view it as public. So you should be able to watch this video. Obviously, if you're watching it now before you've downloaded it, then yay, good job, you did it. But open up this and you'll see the video here. Go and create a ClickUp workspace of your own, and then use my referral link here to create your little workspace and your account, okay? Then you will upload this template into your ClickUp. And how to do that, you'll just go to Template Center and you will update and upload into your ClickUp. So first and foremost, let's talk about your terminology, just in case you've never used ClickUp before. So to start, if this is your first time using ClickUp, I want you to go over and in this corner of your view, click Sidebar Settings. Just for the purpose of this video, go to Layout, Size, and Style, and yours will be on Simple. I want you to go to Clean and Default, at least until you understand how to use it from this video. So now let's get right into it. This is your template content batching and repurposing list. There are 4 different views available to you in this template. And honestly, I use them all. So I'm going to walk you through how I use them. Well, I don't use list. I use board, calendar, and table. And here's a few reasons why. So the board view is very similar to Trello, which is what I had used previous to ClickUp, and it made learning ClickUp a whole lot easier. However, ClickUp is so much more powerful than Trello, period. So your tabs up here, list view looks like this. I don't really use that, but you can. Board view looks like Trello. Calendar view is just straight up a calendar. And table view is kind of like an Excel spreadsheet, which is super helpful, and we'll get to that here in a second. So to start off, usually I brain dump ideas into this content ideas column. You can also use the ClickUp app on your phone and just keep it open to your content ideas list and just add tasks as they come to you, or you can just have a note on your phone. Whatever makes the most sense for you, do that so that you can sustain it, okay? Now, add your new task, and for the sake of this, I'm gonna go through my example. So before we get to that, actually, let's talk about the details within this view. So the board view has your columns, which are the statuses. So these are technically called the statuses of your ClickUp view. And then this also shows up in your calendar view when you have something that's associated to a date. It'll be the color of the status. And then the table, you can also see the statuses here. Now, from your board view, we'll click on the example original idea task. This is a task. Your task is comprised with your title, your description or details, and your custom fields. You may have had to expand this, but since I have information in there, maybe only for the ones that aren't filled in. So how you're going to use this, how I use this, feel free to adjust as you want, but how I use this is if I have notes for a type of media that I want to put with my post, I add the notes to the very top of the details section. Then after the notes for that, I put this line. Then the caption starts. So this way, if I'm just running through ideas and I don't have time to jump into Canva or to look for that photo of me from my last brand shoot with the rose gold heels, like, yeah, I don't have time to get distracted with that, but I had the idea for that correlation to this main idea in the caption. I'm going to make that note here. That way I don't forget, because I forget rather easily nowadays. So something really cool about ClickUp is that as you're writing your caption, you can add in your emojis if you want. So if you don't know, Control-Command-Space on a Mac brings up your little guys here. And then you can add your emojis, which are super simple to copy and paste over into Instagram. You can go through that. You can do your line breaks. You can then, like, if you have a phrase, I'm just using example. There, we'll do lorem ipsum so it's obvious. If you have something that you want to come back to and tend to later, you can highlight it. So say like your yellow highlighter is just something that you remember to yourself that I need to go back and rephrase this because I wasn't really like loving how it was, or I needed to look up this fact before I send it out to the interwebs. Easily done there. You can also add notes to yourself over in the comments area, which is super helpful if you have clients doing approval on content. They can talk to you over here. Everything is organized per task. It is perfect. So let's talk about these custom fields. That's this stuff. You see that I have caption here. We'll talk about that when we get to the table view. Goal of post, or your clarity key. So the way that I teach the clarity key, and if you haven't seen my magnetic content masterclass, please make sure to DM me on Instagram or let me know that you want to talk about that, because the recording is available. So the clarity key is the overarching message that you want your content consumer, so your ideal client, to come away from your post knowing. So for example, if I was teaching you like in an IGTV about this ClickUp board, I would want to make sure that the thing that you came away from this with was that this board is going to make your content creation process easy as F, right? It's going to maximize your content in ways that you never knew were possible without creating stress for you. You're going to have logarithmic posts done. Okay. And then I would have, like, I'd probably also add like what my call to action will be, just to keep my ideas in here and to flex my brain in that way to get used to that habit. I love to do this for my social media management client boards because then they can see my thought process of why this post exists, why I structured it this way. And they really love that education because then they don't have to ask me. They can, but they don't have to. And it's just that level of transparency, which is also really good to have with yourself. Now, hashtags, example hashtags, boom, bing, bang, done. Add your hashtags in here. If you have questions about hashtags, please ask me. This media thing will come into play in table view, but if you had time or you were able to create the graphic for the post, you can drag and drop the file here and it will save to this task. If you upload the photo, click the plus or click the check, and we'll talk about that again when we come to table view. Now, remember I told you that there's automations already like ready to go that are going to create new tasks for you for every time you touch this custom field. So what that means is if you press space and then you backspace and you click out of it, it is going to trigger to make a new task of a new content idea. So if you have random blank titled tasks, that's what happened. Or if you have duplicates and you're like, what the heck? Like, that's what happened. So make sure that you remember, commit to memory, that any touch change to this field will populate a new task. All right, so alt post one example. And we're just going to do one for right now because the automations are exactly the same for alt post 2 and alt post 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out. Another really cool thing about ClickUp is it auto saves your stuff for you. So you don't have to like make sure to save it all the time. You can just exit out. It's so great. I had nightmares from Trello because I forgot to save something and it crashed, or like I exited out of it and I didn't click save. So this is just a great way to check and balance. So Once you do that, refresh your screen and you will see your new beautiful alternate post idea. And what's great about this is Casey and I came up with the idea that linking it back to the original post would be super helpful, just in case you're like, wait, okay, what did I want to say again? Or what was the clarity key from the original post? Let's go back and see where I was going with this. Because at a certain point, this is going to kind of get like telephone within your brain, like the game of telephone, like where you like whisper the thing to the next person beside of you. So this kind of puts in like a little checks and balance system for you to link everything together. Now, if you wanted to go back to the original post, you see how all of these custom areas on your new alternate post idea are blank now? That's super good. That means that this is going to create the logarithmic effect of content maximization, which is what we want for repurposing, right? Because as we repurpose content, we're going to be reiterating the message, making it easier for our ideal customer to consume the ideas that we're trying to present to them, creating awareness, creating authority, etc. And it's also forcing us into the habit of being more creative with our content creation, which is super fabulous. So if, for example, when instead of like typing alternate post 1 example, if I went deeper into this idea, what would happen would be everything that I typed into that custom field would populate here in the title and also here in the description. Remember, if you wanted to add in your little custom, your details for your graphic, you can do that above and then add your line. I think you have to do 3 and then enter. Yeah, 3 little dashes and then enter. And then boom, like there you go. If I had more details or like was really feeling the idea that I had for alternate post 1 and I wanted to just kind of like lean into the flow of creation in my brain, you could easily type as much as you wanted for that caption idea that you had. So that would also get populated up here and down here. And then if that's like too much in the title, you can always just go delete it and leave the main like idea up here so that you know what's happening. But oh, this is just so great. So again, you could do it again because as you come up with more inspiration to talk about for each thing, there's going to be little tangents that come up. Feel free to lean into that. There's no right or wrong way to use your alternate post areas other than to just use them. Make your life easier for content batching. This will seriously help you so much. All right, now that I taught you all about how the alternate posts are going to populate via the automations, I'm going to show you the different views. So let's associate a due date. So this is your due date section. Let's associate a due date of today for this one. And then tomorrow for this one, just for an example. And then I'm also going to change the status of this so you can see the difference. So you see how it moved it over to the in progress status, reiterating the fact that these are the statuses, they're not just columns. All right, so clicking over to calendar view, we're down here. See how this one's gray? It's still a content idea. See how this one's purple? It's in progress or whatever the words were that I used. So ideally, this will allow you to see your content consistency because as you get more scheduled out, you'll be able to say like, yes, okay, I need 1 post for Monday. I've got 1 for Wednesday, and maybe I should move this one to Friday. I have my Monday, Wednesday, Friday scheduled posts like ready to go. And that's the consistency I want to do. So this view helps me fill in the holes of the scheduled dates. Okay. That's basically all for this view. You can also add in calendars from your, which I need to put that over there. You can also add in calendars over here, just in case you wanted to like subscribe to Google Calendars, because you can connect your ClickUp over into Google Calendars. But that's, if I go into that, this video is going to get long. So then table view, I love this one for when I'm like on a freaking roll writing captions. You see how your task name is over here. Remember how I said that you can use this for like the main idea of your post, or like maybe instead of alternate post 1 example, it's key point and then the media type. So maybe it's like, I want to teach them about ClickUp in a reel, or I want to talk about new listings in my marketplace in a carousel post. So you can utilize that to talk about your media or the type or style of post, so that when you look in this view, you're able to just hit it all at once. What also is available for me to see in this view is if I am doing content for a client, or even if I have a whole bunch that I want to plan out, which I'm going to be doing this for like my upcoming vacation time, when I schedule out my posts for that duration. But it'll allow me to see, okay, well, I need to go and make a media post for this one, or not this one. Like I have a media for this one already, but I need a media for this one and this one. So I need to block out a little bit of time to do a carousel post and a reel. So I can schedule accordingly to get my content created intentionally. You see, this is making everything so much easier in these different views, because you're able to do so many different things, and it may feel overwhelming at first. So don't feel like you have to utilize everything at once, but dip your feet in, try it out. Because another really great thing about this view in particular is that when you click your hashtags, like you can pull up hashtag Slayer or Flick or whatever you use and dump your hashtags in here without having to open up the task, and it will put them into the task for you. And then when you're ready to schedule, you just open the task here, pull up your scheduling app of choice, copy, paste, download your attachment, upload it to your thingy-mabobber that you're going to use to schedule it, copy your hashtags if you're posting it to Instagram, paste it into the caption, schedule that puppy. It literally took me, okay, so I did 20 posts for a client, which is a month and a half of content for them, and 14 stories in roughly 4 hours. That's a lot of content. That includes hashtags, that includes captions, that includes the text for the story slide that I have to add when I upload it. That includes getting, I've scheduled 5 for Facebook and Instagram, so I'm not counting the actual scheduling just yet, but all of that content in 4 hours, like that's a lot of content. And I went back through and I added alternate post ideas, so I'm already ahead for next month. So I can start chipping away at filling in the rest of the caption. So this was going to help you. I hope it helps you so much. Thank you for watching this whole thing. And if the upload of the template, this is the first template that I've made to share with other people outside of my workspace. So if this template is wonky when you upload it, please let me know. I will absolutely help you. And I wish you the best with your content creation. Don't forget that your Sunday threads in the membership are about content review. So getting your content batched in advance is going to let you participate in that thread so much easier. So good luck. Happy creating, and I can't wait to see it. Yay!